Good morning. It is August the 12th, 2016. Time to kick off another trading day, the last trading day of the week. And if the profit taking doesn't ensue early in the session, my guess is we're going to look at a trading range market. The economic news overnight, China's economic data all came in lower than forecast. They were disappointed. And what did the Asian markets do? They rallied, because that means the state will have to become more supportive, or at least stay where they are, funneling money into that economy. The European news was split, with Germany beating its GDP numbers. Rest of it was kind of quiet. The EU unchanged. In the United States this morning has big news on tap. We have PPI up a tenth. Based on oil prices, might come in a little higher. Core up 2/10. The big number, retail sales plus 4/10. Ex autos plus 2. Business inventories plus 1/10. Consumer sentiment 91.1. And Baker Hughes rig count last week was 586. Could come in higher than forecast. People are going back to work in the oil patch. So PPI and retail sales will come out at the same time. So retail sales ex auto will probably dwarf that number. Then we'll move to consumer sentiment. Usually we have a pause day after a trend day down, so we've got pretty good selling in the 8 to 12 area. So 8 to 12, sell 1. 15 to 19, sell 2. I think it would take heavy selling in the stock market to break us out to the upside. I don't see that happening. Support down at the buck, and we're at 6.5. So the buck to 04. I'm going to play for a trading range market. Closer to the buck, the better. Buy 1. 25, 29, buy 2. Looking at the 30-year trading range, the big spill came from 72, 24, 26. There is resistance at 16. So first little resistance band is going to be 12 to 16. 19 to 23, sell 1. And I'm going to jump it up 31 to 03 for sell 2. Given the heavy selling yesterday. The buck to 04 will be support 1. 25, 29, buy 1. And then 17 to 21, buy 2. I think the damage was done yesterday. Gold was pretty quiet overnight. Not a lot going on there. Our 40 to 42 worked out pretty good last night. We'll keep it. Then 35, 37. I think we can get, we're dealing with P's right here, both the London session. I think we can get stops above the overnight, so we'll make 48.50, sell 1. And then 53.55, sell 2. And again, I think it takes a big move out of the E-mini to change this. Basically trying to sell 50s to 55s and buy 35s to 40s. Those of you that trade London time, I mean our post-market work, the structure, the trading, support and resistance level really works well. Well enough to consider moving to a London time part of the world if you wanted to be a trader. Real advantages. It is slower, doesn't trade as quickly. That's not all bad. Well, okay, we had a 75 sell. That's holding up so far. We left the market yesterday, so sell 1, 75 plus or minus, sell 2, 112 plus or minus. On the, I'm going to do something right here, just to see which one you might like a little better. On the buy side, 1150 looks pretty good. I like the short side of the market better. I think there's a little more contrast. That's purple. Let me know which one you like better. I think it reads a little better over the red than 1125. Yeah, I thought that one might work better when I was playing with it last night. Thank you. Crude oil cited as the reason for all the strength in the equity markets around the world. I mean, it's either crude oil or banks, right? And that's the way that it's played. After a big run-up like we had, you normally crude pauses. So the issue is, where is support? So we've got 43, 43 and a quarter. Probably pretty good to start out. And then 42.50, 42.75 right here in the middle. These single prints for buy 2. On the sell side, 43.75, 44, sell 1. 44.50, 44.75, sell 2. Obviously 45 is a big round number and that's within reach, but I don't think we get there today. And finally, the E-mini. I would anticipate another slow grind higher. Don't see that anything has changed. I don't see any selling out there at all. And structurally, when you come back and you take a look at the E-mini, looks pretty strong to me as far as the dailies go. If you look at the bar chart, of course, everybody was talking about yesterday. It's the first time since 1999 that the Dow, NASDAQ, and the S&P 500 all made new highs, new index or contract highs on the same day. So everything right here looks pretty strong to me. Don't see anything in the way of rejection. So like we've been talking about for a bit, 2,200 calls, pretty reasonable play. As usual, the easiest trade to see is going to be failure to take out and hold 85. And 89.91 be sell to. Pretty much where we were last night. The low is 80.75. D pattern on TPOs, P pattern on the volume. So like to buy the 75 area, but I don't think we'll get it. So 81.79 is buy 1. 74, 76 is buy 2. Okay, 8 points off the high takes us to the 75 area, and we've so 8 points off of 83 takes us down to 75. We're open to sell, trying to buy about 8 points below. Would put us right down in this area, right in here, and that's our buy 2, and I think that offers us some advantage. But if you can't take out 85 early, I would look for a test of the 75-80 area. And I don't expect a lot of volatility today either. If I'm going to let experience be my guide. Okay, going to take a bit to get everything up and going. Going to get busy on that. I'll be back with you as soon as possible.